Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and thepitfuturestrading.com coming to you this Tuesday morning, March 31st, last day of the month, last day of a very poor quarter. As you can see, we're trading right now in balance, in value. Two things I want to speak about prior to going over what's going on today. First, I forgot to mention yesterday's volume was only 176 million. Now, I say only. I mean, we would have killed for that a year ago. But the fact that our average is now 273 million, that was obviously very light compared to our average. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Second thing is price probe and price spike. So a price probe is pretty clear cut. You make a new high or low in the last half hour. The market's probing and you won't know if it's accepted till today or not. Now, price spike. Now, I used G's high because if I make a new high or low above in J, K, or L, I use that if we close above it as a spike. Now, markets, trading is an art, right? It's not a science. A lot of people have said to me they don't think that's a price spike, and that's fine. You know, whatever works for you, I use it. It helps me. They say they don't believe it's a price spike because, yes, we did get over it and we closed above it, but we came back through it in K, L, and M, and that's fine. Again, it's not a science where 1 + 1 is 2 and it's a formula. I use it. It's a good guide for me. You don't have to use it. You know, same thing with afternoon pullback lows and afternoon rally highs. I stretch the book rule on that a bit. But again, trading is an art, so that's why I use it. Okay, so what's going on this morning? Well, as of right now, with just over an hour to go, clearly the price probe is being firmly rejected, and even the price spike, as we've traded below POC, and we're heading towards the low of our pre-market, which is getting close to our afternoon pullback low from yesterday. So let's go over destinations and a game plan. So for the upside right now, if we open below the POC, which was going to be a downside, your first destination would be 259.55, which was 10 wide if we open below it. Then above that, we have yesterday's high of 262.43, weekly high of 262.80, and then a daily high of 271.08. Remember, we're one time framing up in the daily for 5 days. However, the last 3 days, as you can see, especially the 26th and yesterday's, are very close, and you could even encompass the 27th, where we've gotten to the top, really, of a 3-day balance. Right now, it looks like they're trying to push it down as you use the balance rules, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing I'd keep in mind is if we were to rally, I would certainly look at G's high as a failure of buyers, especially since we closed above it, and certainly L's high. For the downside, right now, price probe, L's high of 261.84, firmly being rejected. So it's a price spike of 260.38. Your POC is now an upside destination if it holds. So your first destination on the downside would be yesterday's afternoon pullback low in J of 257.94. Then below that, we have yesterday's low of 253.53. Afternoon pullback low of 252.20 from the 27th and 251.05, which was a daily low. Below that, we have another daily low of 249.05. So, game plan for today. Well, again, we have to put everything in perspective of what's taking place. First off, I said yesterday was a P-shape. P-shape is short covering. Eventually makes the market weaker. If you were to look at the 26th, except for that massive spike in M period, again, it was a P-shape. Do I totally disregard it because of what M did? Absolutely not. Because M period, like I said, is a different breed, all its own. So 2 out of the last 3 days, at the height of this rally that we've had from the lows, have been P-shapes. Something very, very important to keep in mind. Okay. Game plan for this morning. Well, again, there's just over an hour to go. My pre-market low right now is 258.02, which is obviously right around the afternoon pullback low. Very visual spot that they're trading at. If we're to open around here, you can now again, you're in balance in value. Worst of the risk reward trades, but you can take a call position against the afternoon pullback low. Where's your out? That's something you have to decide. It could be at value low, it could be at C or D's low, but that's something you have to decide. If it holds, I would expect to trade up at least to POC and then to where the price spike was. So that would be one call trade. Now, in the next hour, if we're to open if we open right around the POC, I will not do anything. If we open around G's high and cannot get above it, well, again, that's the way you can take a short play, and I would expect it to at least trade back down to POC. I'm in 11-tick increments, so these destinations are a little further apart than what they look like on the screen. If you get accepted above it, I'm going to wait. You could even go long. Again, you're inside value, but then my next destination would be L's high, which was the base of the price probe. So there are some different things you can do. Even though we're in value, in balance, you can take a long. You can take a short initially here, get out if it gets accepted above. You can go long up to L. It gets up to here. I would also look to take a short play at the base of the price probe now, especially since we're at the top of at least, you can say, a 2-day balance up here, even though we're one time framing up. If you get accepted above there, I'd certainly be out because there is a vacuum above these 2 days highs. So those are game plans for early today. Now, let's go to the charts. Just quickly on the monthly, it's the last day of the month. It's a horrible quarter. Even though we've bounced off nicely off the lows, still a very, very poor month. One time framing down. Weekly, this is very important to me in the weekly. We want to extend last week's gains. Now, this is pre-market, so we have not taken out last week's high yet. We got close to it, but we have not taken out last week's high. So if we do, I'll go strictly to balance, like I said. If we don't, I'm still calling it down to balance, right? So the bottom line is, if you don't take out last week's high, well, then again, you're going to go in balance rules and revert down to the low end of it. And then on the daily, right now, this is the healthiest of all three charts. We are one time framing up 5 days. However, the last 3 days, we're getting less and less distance away from each other. We had an inside day that we came out of late, and it turned out to be a good trade for the last hour. But right now, we're firmly inside this 3-day balance. If you cannot take out these previous 3-day highs and stay above them, your ultimate destination is the bottom of a balance. And the bottom of that 3-day balance is 249.05. So for the bulls to continue this move off the lows, I think it's very important to take out and get accepted above these 3 days highs. If not, you're going to most likely test the bottom of those 3 days balance. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.